I'm so awesome. I'm so awesome. Ah, I'm so awesome. I'm so awesome. Ah, I'm so awesome. Make these sick chicken noodle soup. Chickens in my coop. There's a fucking chicken coop. Roll it. All right. This is the bad guy himself, Kenny. And I still don't have a theme song for this show. But this is Mount Rushmore. And what I'm doing is I am giving you my top four in no specific order. Every now and then I might tell you my number one. But for this one, we got something crazy for you. We got something wild for you. This is worst Samuel L. Jackson wigs. Now, that's just ridiculous. I'm gonna try to try to do this in 10 minutes. That's my goal for this show. I try to knock all this out in under 10 minutes. I'm gonna give you my honorable mentions for this before I go into my final four. All right, the first one is Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction, he had this like Jerry Curl wig he had on. That was like it just looked sometimes it looked fine. And then sometimes that shit looked terrible. It just is what it is. And this come from a man who's worn a lot of wigs. Samuel Jackson wore a lot of different wigs. And this was like, it hit sometimes it didn't. That's why it's in the honorable mention because it's a wild looking wig, but it worked somehow. The next one is The Man. My lord. I don't know what kind of like dread wig he had on. And I'm gonna put pictures up in this too. If it ain't popping up, then that's just me being lazy. But yeah, I'm gonna try to put pictures in with this. But this little dread wig he had, his little mini dread wig he had on. He like Kofi Kingston when he first got in WWE. Like he looked crazy. Like he looked insane, bro. Like what was this wig? It looked nasty. And then it looked like I don't know if he had this had nothing to do with the wig right here though. I think he had like pink eye or something. That one eye was looking bloodshot red the entire movie. He looked crazy in this movie. The next one is Old Boy. I've never finished this movie. It's one of the movies, you kind of like watch. I've watched it in parts. I heard it's like really good, but I've watched it in parts. And this blonde mohawk wig, he looked like Zach from Dead or Alive. He looked insane. Like, he looked crazy. He looked nasty. He looked like Jack 5. Like, one of them Jacks from Tekken. He looked crazy in this like I don't know if that was he actually grew his hair out. And that's the thing about some of these too. Like, I don't know if he grew his hair out for some of these. Like this one, I don't know if he did that. I know like some of them is like, he went from being bald head and all of a sudden he got an afro, a huge afro. I was like, nah, I don't believe it. But yeah, that oh boy is oh boy. That's best thing. Oh boy. That hairstyle was not it. And then the last one for the honorable mentions is The Caveman's Valentine. This is one I've never seen before. I just stumbled across it when I was looking into this list to try to find his worst wigs, and this one was awful. This dread wig he had, I think he looked like he was homeless in the movie. I think he was homeless, and I usually do better research than that. But he got a million and one movies, y'all. I'm sorry, he's got a million and one movies. Like he don't stop making movies. He gonna keep making movies till he die, and I appreciate the work ethic, but golly, nigga, sheesh. Okay, so that's the honorable mentions. Now let's get into the top four worst wigs for Samuel L. Jackson. Like I said, they're in no specific order. So nobody like, no, that ain't the number one. This is in my final four. The first one is Jackie Brown. This man had a brown ponytail. And his beard was like braided up. He looked nasty. Like this is one of it was like, ew. This is gross. That's how I felt about this wig. He had that brown ponytail. And I think he had a little hair coming from. He looked like Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. He looked nasty. I didn't like it. I appreciate if he never did that again. Don't ever do that one again. The next one is Formula 51. Now these braids he had, they like I know he had similar braids in the movie Soul Men, but I think these looked worse. The one in Soul Men, it looked like he grew that one out. This one, it did not. It looked like a Tyler Perry wig. It looked crazy. I didn't like it. The next one is the Great White Hype. This man had like a Caesar cut with bangs. It looked like, and it was white hair. He just looked crazy. It, just look at him, bro. He looked insane. Like that was not it. That haircut was not it, bro. That was not. I don't know what they were going for, but that was not it. And then my last one. Like I said, these are in no specific order, but these are all, in my opinion, these are all equally terrible. I think if I had to say like the one that wasn't the worst, absolute worst at all, these would probably be Formula 51 with the braids. It just looked like a Tyler Perry wig, whereas these were just like, what were they thinking with these wigs? Like you could have done this movie without this wig, it would have been fine. The last one is RoboCop. This man had like a comb over situation going, and as a black man, a comb over is crazy for a black. He had like the pompadour. he he had hair like a greaser, bro. He looked crazy. But yeah, that haircut was not it. And the thing is, this does not take away from his actual acting in the movies. I think Samuel Jackson is a top 5 actor. Samuel Jackson's that guy. I think every now and then he kind of pulls, Denzel, where he plays that same character. He's just Samuel Jackson in the role. But there's other times where you see him, you're like, okay, he's acting his ass off in this one. And like I said, no shot to him as an actor. It's just some of these wigs and hairstyle choices they put you in is just no. Some people are gonna talk about like, why didn't you put they call me Mr. Glass in there? I didn't think that was that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't as bad as these, in my opinion. But if you like my list, go ahead and give me a like. If you didn't like my list, go ahead and give me a like still. But also tell me what you would have put your final 4 in. I would say, and you can even rank them. You can say number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1 if you do that. Sometimes I just don't. I don't feel like there's the worst wig at all of these. Like so they're all equally terrible. And I'm out.